we're going to try to avoid going to prison. Recently, I was asked by a viewer how a U.S. citizen could fight back against their government. Unfortunately, under 18 Code US 2385, it is actually illegal to teach people how to overthrow or fight back against their government. So, I unfortunately can't do that. But what I can do is put this law into perspective against things that are actually legal in the United States. In layman's terms, you can't talk about overthrowing or destroying the government whether you're alone or in a group of people. And these practices cannot be taught, and if they are, you could be fined a fat ticket, spend 20 years in prison, and then not be allowed to work for 5 years after your release. It's not illegal for you to fuck/marry your cousin Bobby in at least 11 states. It's not illegal to get drunk with your children in Massachusetts. You can pour your daughter Jenny an entire bottle of vodka, and nobody can tell you not to. It's not illegal to fire a missile in South Carolina so long as you have the Aeronautics Division of the Department of Commerce permission. It's not illegal to fuck cows, chickens, penguins, or zebras in at least a dozen states, or any other animal for that matter. Think about that. In at least a dozen states, it's not illegal to take a kangaroo to Pound Town. It's not illegal to drive a tank down the road to drop little Johnny off at school, so long as your tank meets all the vehicle requirements. They have to have rubber tires, the mirrors have to work, they have to have lights on there. As long as you pass all of those vehicle requirements, you can drive a fucking tank down the road. It's not illegal to own a brown bear in at least 9 different states. You know, the endangered brown bear. It's not illegal to own a fully functional flamethrower in at least 40 states, and they are actually incredibly affordable. Elon Musk's flamethrower was around $500. It's not illegal to send unwanted dick pics to random people in Georgia. It's not illegal to shoot small firearms in your backyard in Florida. In your backyard. It's not illegal to chew on your dead homie because there is no state in the United States currently that outlaws cannibalism, so long as you have the homie's consent before they die. I mean, obviously you can't murder people, and you can't convince them to kill themselves, but if you have their consent before they die, you can eat them. It's also not illegal for the president to lie 2,000 times in his first year. It's not illegal for the president to go golfing at least 77 times, accumulating about 873 hours, costing the taxpayers $50 million.
I promise you, I will not be taking very long vacations if I take them at all. There's no time for vacation. Because I'm going to be working for you. I'm not going to have time to go play golf. And
President Trump for the birdie.
I love golf. I think it's one of the greats, but I don't have time.
In fact, in his first 100 days, he's played more than any modern president.
Obama ought to get off the golf course and get down there.
Everything's executive order because he doesn't have enough time because he's playing so much golf. He doesn't have enough time to convince Congress. I just want to stay in the White House and work my ass off. And I like to play golf. You know, I'm a good golfer, believe it or not.
It's not illegal for the president to discredit the Federal Bureau of Investigations when they're investigating him. It's not illegal for the presidential candidate to encourage people to beat up protesters at one of his rallies.
If you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously.
And you know what? The audience swung back. And I thought it was very, very appropriate. The audience hit back. And that's what we need, a little bit more of.
I certainly don't incite violence.
It's not illegal for the president to say he would defend an attacker in court if they beat up a protester.
Try not to hurt him. If you do, I'll defend you in court. Don't worry about it.
It's possible you could help him with legal fees if this man needs it.
I've actually instructed my people to look into it, yes.
It's also not illegal for the president to say that Nazis are good people.
But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
It's not illegal for the president to fire the FBI director who was investigating him for collusion and then admit on live TV that he fired the FBI director because he was investigating him for collusion.
What I did is I was going to fire my decision. It was not...
You had made the decision before they came out.
I was going to fire Comey. When I decided to just do it, I said to myself, I said, you know, this Russia thing with Trump and Russia is a made-up story.
It's not illegal for the president to deny climate change.
I'm not a big believer in man-made climate change. Nobody really is.
It's not illegal for the president to repeal the Clean Power Plan, which is the toughest action against global warming in the U.S. It's not illegal for the president to encourage police brutality.
Please don't be too nice. Like when you guys put somebody in the car and you're protecting their head, I said you can take the hand away, okay?
Late this afternoon, the Suffolk County Police Department issued a statement saying, "We do not and will not tolerate roughing up prisoners."
It's not illegal for the president to abandon Puerto Rico. It's not illegal for the president to sign a tax bill into law that is going to cause $1.5 trillion in debt. That tax cut will include cuts to Medicaid and Social Security. These cuts will directly affect the president himself, the richest members of Congress, key donors, lobbyists, and the president's family. This $37 billion inflation by 2027 will be paid for by the middle class and the lower class. This leads to massive tax cuts for corporations. It's not illegal for the NRA to profit every time there is a mass shooting. Membership skyrocketed by 62% after the Sandy Hook shooting. That's an increase from $108 million to $176 million. This saw profits rocket 2,750%. It's also not illegal for the NRA to be tax exempt because it is a non-profit organization. It's not illegal for the president to give away over 1 million acres of public land to private energy corporations. It's not illegal for the president to threaten total nuclear war.
North Korea best not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen. He has been very threatening, beyond a normal statement. And as I said, they will be met with fire, fury, and frankly power, the likes of which this world has never seen before.
Military solutions are now fully in place, locked and loaded, should North Korea act unwisely.
Let's see what he does with Guam. He does something in Guam, it will be an event the likes of which nobody's seen before, what will happen in North Korea.
But maybe they should be. Maybe the government should be held accountable. Legally, I can't encourage you to overthrow the government, because that's not even what we need. The only way to legally beat your government is to participate in your government. Your elected officials are supposed to have your best interest in mind, and if they don't, it is your duty as a U.S. citizen to get them out of there. This, after all, is a democracy and not a corporatocracy. Take part in your government and we can remove the actual swamp that was promised to be drained. You can only beat the elite by making a stand. Use your vote as the ammo of freedom. As the highly acclaimed musical artist The Flowbots once said,
We are building up a new world. Do not sit idly by. Do not remain neutral. Do not rely on this broadcast alone. We are only as strong as our signal. There is a war going on for your minds. If you are thinking, you are winning. Resistance is victory. Defeat is impossible. Reach within you and find the means by which to gain your freedom. Fight with tools. Your fate and those of everyone around you depends on it.
And that's going to be it for today's video. I know that the concept was for me to talk about how we can destroy the government, but I can't do that. I don't even know how to do that. But I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comments below how you think we can fix our government. Thanks for watching another episode of Cultist Culture. If you liked the video, click on the left for the most recent upload, and click on the right for a similar video. Don't forget to like the video before leaving to watch a more popular YouTuber. To support the channel, all you have to do is click on that little circular channel icon. The one right there in the center. I know you see it. Put that finger muscle to good use and click on subscribe.